Good morning. Today we are continuing on with the Unit 2. We are on Po12. I can write a fraction in its simplest form. Something that we've been talking about. We did this last year. We talked about simplifying, right? Reducing it down. So this page isn't going to be a brand new concept for us. Beginning of our units are usually things that we have covered before, so we have a good idea of it, and then we use that information as we get into the further objectives. It gets more complicated. So this is more of a review for us. So did you know there's a Math Council of the World, the MCO? Do you think Mr. Schultz is telling us the truth? Do you think there's really an MCO? I think Mr. Schultz is pulling our leg. He likes to be silly. But he thinks that they decide what all the rules are for math. One of them is to always simplify fractions. Simplify, unless we're doing equivalent fractions. Okay, equivalent fractions are different. They're the exception to the rule. So, what that means, instead of 3/15ths, we write 1/5, because we divide that 3 scale factor out. So divide 3 by 3, you get 1. 15 divided by 3, we get the 5. And instead of 20/30ths, we write 2/3. What scale factor did he divide out of 20/30ths? What was the scale factor divided out? How do we get down to 2/3? Lila? Divided by 10. 20 divided by 10 is 2. 30 divided by 10 is 3. So we divided out the scale factor of 3/3 for this first one, and for the second one he divided out the scale factor of 10. So each pair of fractions is equivalent, which means they represent the same value, what we talked about in yesterday's objective. But the second fraction is written in simplest form. We can't divide any other scale factor out. To put a fraction in simplest form, you need to find a scale factor that will make the numbers smaller. You know a fraction is in simplest form when there are no more scale factors. So let's look to see how we simplify those fractions. So we talked about that up top. What fraction did we simplify? What was the scale factor for that first fraction, James?
5.
Not 5.
3.
3. So remember, what I write on the board, you're writing on your paper. So 3 divided by 3 was 1. 15 divided by 3 was 5. For our 20/30, what was the scale factor we talked about, Kylie? 10. So we're going to divide out that 10/10. 20 divided by 10 is 2. 30 divided by 10 is 3. Now you try. Look to see what scale factor you're going to divide out of 18/21. You write it out, see what answer you get. 18/21. What can we divide out? What will be our simplified fraction? But give us a moment to get the work done. Some of us are there already, but some of us are still working, so we're going to be patient. When we know our multiplication facts memorized, this goes a lot quicker. So some of us are able to do it right away. Some of us are using our multiplication table in our assignment. Don't worry, that's fine. It just takes us a little bit longer. What scale factor did you find to divide out? Jack?
I did 3 divided by 3.
So we have 3/3. that means we can do 18 divided by 3. Yep, we get a whole number. We get that 6. And then 21 divided by 3. Yeah, we get a 7. You never want to get decimals. You always want to be able to divide out evenly. So we get 6/7. Can I go any simpler? Can I go any lower, James?
No, because there's a odd number.
So we can't go any simpler. There's no factors that the 6 and the 7 will share that we can divide out. So that is as simple as we can go. Sometimes we divide out a number and we have to divide out another number. Sometimes we can simplify it right away with that greatest common factor. We find it right away. Sometimes we have to simplify multiple times. Okay? So always check your answer. We did great dividing the 3 out, but we always ask ourselves, can I go simpler? Can I go smaller? Using your calculator, you're going to find the decimal value by dividing the numerator divided by the denominator of the original fraction and then of your simplified fraction. You put that numerator in, divide by the denominator, and we're going to write down the decimal. What decimal do I get for 18 divided by 21? We're going to round to the hundredth place when we work with decimals. So what decimal would I get with 18 divided by 21? James? Say that again? I think you divided wrong. So put in 18 divided by 21. What did you get, Adeline? But we're going to round to that hundredth place. So if we had 0.857, we could keep on going. We don't need to write all that. We're going to round to that hundredth place. If it is followed by 7, what do we have to round to? The 6. So I would write 0.86. Now I'm going to divide my simplified fraction. 6 divided by 7. What decimal do I get? I get 0.86. So I know that they are equivalent fractions. It's not going to tell me did I go as simple as I could get, but it is going to tell me I did the scale factor correctly. Okay? So that is your way to check, did I simplify correctly? But you always have to check, can I go lower? So let's do a few of these together. Then you have some practice on your own. Write each fraction in its simplest form. And look at that, show your work. So, let me scroll up. 18 divided by 24. What do you think I can divide out? What scale factor can I divide out of 18 and 24? Sarah? I can divide a 3 out. What is 18 divided by 3, Sarah? 6. And then 24 divided by 3, you said is what? 8. Am I done? Let's check and see if I did my scale factor correctly. 18 divided by 24 is 0.75. 6 divided by 8 is 0.75. So I did the scale factor correctly, but am I done? I'm not done, Kylie? I can simplify it even more. What do I divide out? I can divide a 2 out now. So 6 divided by 2 is 3. 8 divided by 2 is 4. Let me check. 3 divided by 4. My decimal is still 0.75. Am I done now? Show me your thumbs. Am I done now or not done? Yes, now I'm done. There's nothing I can divide out of 3 that I can also divide out of the 4. So I am finished now. I'm going to circle that one so I know that's my final answer. Now, sometimes we look at a fraction and we get lucky. We look at 18 and 24 and we say, hey, I can divide out a scale factor of 6. 18 divided by 6 is 3. 24 divided by 6 is 4. I only had to simplify it one time. Does it matter? No, because as long as you keep simplifying it all the way down to the bottom, we're going to get the same answer. So it's okay if you have to simplify a few times, because we're using the smaller factors. It's okay if you find the greatest common factor right away to simplify it by. Always check, am I doing my math correctly? Are they equivalent? Are they the same decimal? And then always check, can I go any smaller? Can I keep simplifying? We want to make sure that we get down to that lowest number. It's okay. It's fun when we find that greatest common factor right away to start with, and we don't have to simplify. We just have to simplify it one time. But it's okay if we do it multiple times, simplifying it. Does that make sense? Let's look at our next one, 21 over 24. How can I simplify that? What scale factor could I divide out? Bridget? I could divide a 3 out. (21) divided by 3 is what? Say it out loud for me. 21 divided by 3? 7. What's 24 divided by 3?
8.
Okay. Can I go any simpler? No. 7 and 8 don't share any other factors. I'm going to check my decimal. 21 divided by 24 is 0.88. 7 divided by 8 is 0.88. I know they are equivalent, so I did my math correctly. We always check the decimals to make sure we're doing our math correctly. On our homework, we're checking it, getting in the habit, making sure we know what we're doing, that we're simplifying both the top and the bottom. So that's our way of checking it. So I know that they are equivalent. I know that I can't go any smaller, so I circle my final answer so I can see where that answer is easily. Let's try one last one together. 40 over 90. What scale factor could I divide out of that? 40 over 90. I have a few people who think they know. Anybody else think they know? 40 over 90. What could I divide out? What do you think, Helen? I see that they both end in a 0. So I know I could divide a 10 out. What's 40 divided by 10, everyone?
4.
What's 90 divided by 10?
9.
All right, so I'm at 4 ninths. Can I go any simpler? 4 and 9 don't share any other factor. So now I'm going to check, did I do my math right? 40 divided by 90 is 0.44. 4 divided by 9 is 0.44. They are equivalent fractions, and I can't go any simpler. Is there a different way I could have done this one? Adeline, what could I have divided out the first time besides the 10? Could have divided a 3 out. 40 doesn't divide by the 3? Lexi? I could have divided by a 5. Okay, 40 and 90, you have that 0 there, so it's divisible by 5. Then I would have also had to simplify by 2. Okay, so sometimes we use the smaller numbers, we look at it, and our brain just naturally jumps to a number. Oh, I see that they're both even numbers, I know I can divide by a 2. Anytime they end with 2 even numbers, you can divide by 2. Sometimes that's just easy for us. So you divide by 2, then we would have also had to divide by the 5. To get down as simple as we could. Kellen got lucky and found the greatest common factor with that 10, so we only had to simplify it one time. So always check, can I go any simpler? And then check to see what the decimal is to make sure you're doing your math correctly. Any questions on today's assignment? We are going to quietly work on this math right now. If you are watching this from home, I hope you're well, and I hope to see you soon. If you have any questions, make sure you come see me. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and have a wonderful day.